So where did you get that?
This is what I did on New Year's Eve, I'm not even kidding. I went into the office, my husband's like, where are you? I'm doing my stats. It's like Christmas for me, I wait for this day all year. So, let's go down, I'm gonna find Lakeview for you. The red are condos, the blue is freehold. So, I apologize, I don't wanna mess around with it and try to make it bigger and then have it blow up on the screen. Everybody's heard of Lorne Park?
Yes.
In Mississauga? Look at how stable that price increase has been, very little growth. Average price, $1,210,000, $1,236,000, $1,252,000. Kate, my house, I'm in Lorne Park, if people want to be here, excellent school district, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but buyers aren't battling. There's not enough demand at that price point to push those prices forward.
Is this across all house types?
This is all freehold properties,
Okay.
which is Lorne Park primarily
Yeah.
only freehold, okay? So what I do is I go into, so on New Year's Eve, Market Watch isn't out yet, because it's not gonna be until January 7th, but remember I said I'm high D, I can't wait, I'm so excited. So I will go on to Treb and I'll pull up sold homes in Lorne Park from January 1st to December 31st, and I hit statistics. Now, Treb will only give us 200 results. So I have a spreadsheet to dump all the data into to calculate the average for me, because the statistics button won't work with only 200 homes. I gotta do that myself. Okay, so a couple areas if the results are more than 200, but most of the houses, most of the areas are under 200 sales. So it gives me 1,252,000. Look at what's been happening in Lakeview. Lakeview was pretty steady. Then we had 507 to like almost 600. 613, 676, 741. Like, it's just ahead.
And that's 1 year.
This is year over, so this goes from 2006. So
Oh, okay.
this is a 10-year trend. So if somebody's asking, well, how do you know it's trending that much? Well, here.
Oh, yes, yes.
Here.
Yes, yes,
Just
yes.
here. Oh, okay. They're not.
That's superb. Really.
Here.
Go on.
Okay, so am I making it up? Am I basing it on a feeling? Am I going, well, it really seems like things are going up? No, here. Who's the neighborhood expert, right? So I'm always shocked if I don't get a listing.
Maybe they're bleary-eyed with graphs.
They're like, oh my God, she's too much, I can't take it. And if that's the case, I send my husband in, because he's a calm man. And he'll just sit and talk to them and go, tell me more about that.
It's nothing to do.
So we tag team now, it's awesome. If there's somebody you can tag team with, watch your listing inventory go up, because shockingly, I'm not everybody's cup of tea. What's wrong with these people? So it's based in some fact. It's very easy to pull up. It's very, very easy for you to pull up. Again, this is called Microsoft Word. Okay.
I'm not with you on that. You're saying that you go to Treb and you get the statistics, and then you're talking about Microsoft Word.
How I put this together.
Oh, how you put it together. Fair enough. Okay.
How I put it together. I just take the stats and I do a graph in Microsoft Word. So the message is, I'm not using fancy calculator programs. I'm not doing fancy graphics things. I'm not sending this out to people who are putting all this together for me. I'm sitting in my office opening a Word document and going, this many sales, average price, click, click, and the graph appears.
Great.
Okay? Yes?
Would you be showing this at a listing presentation or a pre-listing package?
This goes out once a year. I take, this gets printed into a magazine. We have 10,000 copies going out in about 10 days. This is my annual report. I probably get 15 listing appointments a year based on this annual report.
Is it average price or the median price
That
that you would consider more relevant?
I consider median price, but people don't understand that.
Yeah.
They understand averages.
Yeah. does
So
it-
I have a disclaimer in there because some of the sample sizes are too small.
Yeah. So would you use the median price in your presentation? Like, or you just leave that out?
No, they're blurry.
Yeah.
They're blurry, they glaze over. That's what I'm going for. Glaze over, stop talking, let's work together, sign here. That's what I'm going for. Presenting them all of this means, wow, she's done her homework. And I've got so much of it, there's an element of trust. And it is all grounded in fact. It is all work that I did. If I'm sitting with engineers, which I do a lot, this sort of thing, if you are big on stats, God help you, you are going to attract accountants, you are going to attract engineers, you are going to attract numbers people. My father-in-law is an engineer, my husband's an engineer, I've given birth to 2 engineers. I know how to talk to these people. And they go into analysis paralysis. And they just sit there. And I'm very high D, and I can hold their hand and I can pull them through the numbers. But tell me more about why you want to move. What is it that you're looking for? What is your perfect home? Now that we've determined that, let's decide, do we want to buy first, do we want to sell first? Where's your comfort level? Why? Tell me more about that. And then they'll question and query this, and because I understand this, because I actually did this myself, I would never recommend pulling something like this, putting it into a presentation and taking it. If you don't get it, don't do it. Because you will be called on it. Anything you present, be prepared to be called on it. But I get it, so I'm very comfortable taking this, and it does show me a very good trend line.
So on the bottom, I can see from on the bottom of the years, and on the left is the.
Yeah, 2006, these are the years, this is the pricing, and these are the average days on market, so in Lakeview we can see.
Oh, you have average days on market.
Yeah, again, Treb gives us that
Right,
quick
right.
statistics, it's there. Right? Okay, so it's pretty easy to get that trend line. Okay, I keep clicking the wrong one. So now when we're looking, okay, we're good with that? Does that, I don't want to go too
Yes,
much into that, but
Thanks very much.
you know,
Great.
for me, everything is about information. I don't want to be blamed about a price after the fact kind of thing. So for me, it's very important to go in with lots of market data, because that takes, how many people here in this room, by a show of hands, truly, actually care about your clients and their transactions? Yeah, we kind of do, don't we? How many people want and understand we're involved intimately in these families' personal lives and huge financial decisions, and accept that as an honor and a great responsibility? Mhm. Do you think that makes it personal? This is your work.
Yes.
Yes, it does make it personal. This helps me remember to be an objective person in the transaction. How many people here who have done transactions have done a transaction where the realtor on the other side was so emotionally invested in the transaction you swore to God you were dealing with the seller or the buyer themselves? I've had to walk cooperating agents through the transactions. I've actually had to say to the realtor across the table, not in front of the clients, obviously, please remember, this is not your home. You are acting extremely emotional, and I appreciate how involved with your buyer, your seller you are in this transaction. I can see you really care about them, but you and I have a job to get done. I care so much about my families. I'm friends with a lot of the families that we've transacted with. Those stats, that helps me keep that objective view. It helps me help my clients make decisions based on information and fact. And helps me guide them through the process and system. And if something does go awry, and we are in real estate, what are the odds something's going to go awry at some point? Odds are pretty good, pretty high. Something at some point, and the more transactions you do, the more opportunity for things to go awry. This helps take that personal element. Well, Kate, you said, I'll take a look at the pre-listing book where I wrote down the recommended price. Okay? So this helps take that personal. We can still help them, but let's not forget we have that job to do. Location, size, amenities, condition. Everybody knows this? Is this new to anybody? No. Okay. So, market statistics. We kind of answered all this. But I would actually like everybody to actually do this with hard numbers so that we can practice using some of these buttons. So if you don't have a computer, if you can maybe pair with somebody with a computer, if everybody can log into Treb, please. Forget the average price per square foot, let that one go, we agree? Anything that we do here, I'd like to focus on detached freehold. That will be the main focus of what we're looking at, is detached freehold, okay? So let's take a look, I would like you to do that sheet. So work together, log on, and let's see if we all get the same answers. And I'd like you to use W2, okay? Because we're done. All right, so we've logged on to Treb. We've selected W2. We've selected detached. We're only in available homes. So we've got W2 available, right? Detached homes. How many do we have currently available?
16.
16. Everybody got 16.
Yeah.
Okay. How many homes? So 16 homes on the market right now. So if I've got a detached home, I know in this area I'm competing with 16 other detached homes. That's important. What am I competing against? I'm a girl in a bar, I'm single, I'm not, but if I was, how many other girls are there and how many guys are there? I want to know, what are the chances that, somebody's going to hit on me tonight? I think I look pretty good, I hope somebody hits on me. I'm a home seller, I want those buyers to hit on me. How many homes am I competing against? Hugely important to know, what am I competing against? So I'm going into a listing appointment. Their properties, we have one that sold at 1.7, the neighbor did not sell at 1.7, almost identical, why not? Right? These are the things that we start talking about. So they want to list, they want 1.7 as well. Well, what's different about their property than those? And will that one that didn't sell come back on and now be competing with them again? And they're worried about that. Because if there was only one buyer before, what if there's only, when I come back on and that house comes back on, what if there's only one buyer again? Right? All of these factors come in. So days on market, how did we find days on market? Who can explain? Stats. Okay, so you submitted your search, you pulled up the 16 available, and then you hit the button that says statistics. And that pulls up that little graph that shows you the averages, the means, the medians of everything. And what is our average days on market in this area?
27.
27. And when we were just spitballing it, what did everybody say?
6.
6, 8? Yes?
There's a big difference between the mean and the median though, and there's a high of 126 days. And if we took that one out, it would be very different.
But remember, we want sellers to see things our way.
So would you use the mean or the median in this case? 15 and 27 is the big
I use 27.
Yeah.
Mr. Seller, look, the average is 27. Remember, who is your audience? My audience here are a bunch of people who rock. Like, you guys are awesome, and I love these questions between mean and median and which one would you use? You guys get it, you guys understand it, because you guys are the experts. Your person that's sitting across the table from you, they just want the highest price for their house. They may or may not understand that. I have all of that to back me up, so if they call me on it, I can talk about it. Ultimately, I'm over here, sign the contract, sign the contract, sign the contract. Let's work together, sign the contract. I don't care about any of that. If they call me on it, I'll talk about it, but I do not make it my focus. If 27 days on market gives them pause to realign our perceptions so that we're a little bit closer on pricing, then fantastic. Have I looked after the best interests of my client by working together to get to a price that will cause their home to sell? Yes. We're working together to get them a pricing to cause their home to sell. I'm not wrong, and I'm not doing anything underhanded or wrong if I say the average days on market for the current inventory is 27 days. That's not wrong. It is based in fact. Now that person might ask me, well, what is the median? And then I would tell them, what is it? 15?
Yes.
1.5? Okay, well, I want to be the median. Excellent. You know what, Mr. Seller, Mrs. Seller? I want to beat the median. Because my team average this year is actually 8 days on market. So if it's okay with you, can we together work on a strategy to price your home to cause it to sell in 8 days and beat all those averages? Because if you beat the averages, you've done better. If I beat the averages, it really looks good for me, and I appreciate your help with that. So if it's okay with you, why don't we sign the contract and get this sold and hopefully beat the averages. These are our averages, but if we work together, we can beat it. Is that a good plan? Who's going to say no to that? Is it okay with you if I sell your home really fast for top dollar? Is that okay? I've asked people that, and they go, yeah, actually, that's fine. Fantastic. Sign here. Is that okay with you? Is it okay with you that we beat the averages? If the stars align on a perfect day and we beat the averages, is that okay with you?
I had a guy last weekend, he said, all you agents want to sell fast, low price, and get moving on. So how does that relate?
I understand and I appreciate that. This is why we're doing this together. I can work with whatever strategy you feel most comfortable with. What the market stats tell me is the value of your house is about $350. And I appreciate most of the other agents have told you $325. So we can do the reverse. Now, based on that strategy, what this data tells me is it may take a little bit longer than market average, days on market, to get you that price, but I feel very strongly that that's a strategy that will also achieve success for you. I just want us to be on the same page, understanding our days on market might be a little bit longer. Is it okay with you if I get that top dollar, but it might take a little bit longer than average? Would that be all right with you as long as you get that top dollar?
Yeah, I'm not,
Sign here.
you're basically.
You got me either way.
I got you either way. I'll list either way. Kate, we're not comfortable going $6.99. We have to go $7.99. The one that's coming on this morning. I'm going to get 10 billion calls on this property. Mrs. Seller, I want you to understand, this will be fantastic for me. I'm going to get a lot of calls on this property. I'm not here for me though. You've called me here to help you sell your property. Here's how I will gain by overlisting your property. I'm going to get a lot of calls on this. And that's good for me. But we're cutting ourselves off from the market who's only searching up to 700. They're not finding you because we've broken that 700,000. They're going up to 700. And if they're searching 700 to 800, what we offer at 700, they're going to go to the 800 if they can afford that. So as long as you understand, I will win buyers from it. We may not get the best audience for you. And if I need to come back for a price reduction after the market analysis in 10 days, I want us to be together on the same page that you get that. That my recommended price, and I write it down right then and there in my listing book, is $6.99. I took the listing at $7.99. I got 8 transactions off the last one that I listed this much too high. But they knew. How easy is it to go back for a price reduction? Have I misinformed them? Have I misguided them? Have I promised them a price that I'm now not delivering? Mrs. Seller, 3,700 people, 2,500 people, 1,000 people have seen your home. We've had 18 showings. I've had these number of calls. I mean, I've already done a showing on the property during photo time. I called my guy and I said, come on out with me. He's already given us pushback on price. She has authentic buyer pushback on price before she's even listed. I'm already collecting my market data for her. So it's not my fault. It's not personal. I'm no longer invested in that price. I no longer feel sick if I need to go back for a price reduction. Oh my God, what did I promise and it didn't come to fruition? But we're working together. I can list at any price. I say that all the time. I can list at any price. List it for $2 million. I can put whatever number you want me to put on that piece of paper. It might sell for more than what I think, maybe for less than you think. Hey, we could both be wrong and it sells up here. What I know is she's motivated, she's bought something else, she's got to sell. So the motivation is there. So that's why I can take that listing, even though I don't necessarily agree with the price, okay? Because I know the motivation is there to get it sold. And I said to her, for the love of God, the last thing I want or need is for you to be angry with me 2.5 weeks from now about a price that I promised, and then you're going to fire me. And then you're going to badmouth me. Don't want or need that. I'm here because I've defended sellers' prices, and I'm here because your friend who just sold with her realtor, and I was the buyer agent, raved about having me across the table. I'm here because of good word of mouth. I don't ever want that to change. I can't buy that. Make sense?
Yeah.
So median, average, do whatever you need to do. But if you're going to use it, be able to explain it and be able to switch between the two to help them understand how or why, and why it's to their advantage. What's in it for me? To understand that, okay? So what sources for local market statistics? Obviously TREB, right? Any ahas from this? Any?
Yeah, it's just the usage of stats to defend the position right from the onset.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, instead of just using emotion and letting the seller guide, that conversation about pricing.
Thank you, yeah. The seller will know, they'll stop guiding. They'll still argue. I mean, the one that's coming on this morning, I got home, I don't know if I'm gonna get this or not. I fought with her that entire listing presentation. It was brutal. Yeah, but.
I just have a question
Yep.
about the CMA that we have gives the statistics, shows days on market, there's a whole
Yep.
2 pages there. How, do you use that?
I use that, yeah,
as
I
well?
use that.
You use that?
I throw every statistic at them.
Yeah.
All of them. All of them. Pile it full. Pile it full. Love it. Wow, she knows everything. How much did we list our house for? Oh, $6.99. Okay. It's great. Yeah, but I took my watch off, I put it down. Honestly, I no longer cared if I got the listing or not. I got to the point where anything's gonna happen here. Here's my one. Yeah, but it's in Port Credit. Yeah, but you can watch to this. Yeah, but the go. Yeah, but there's nothing else on the market. Well, I've got a very similar property. It's taken since October to get it sold. Yeah, but that's not in Port Credit. Well, no, it's not a Port Credit price. So here's my watch. It's 20 years old. I love my watch. It actually is 20 years old. It's a Gucci. It's a name brand. It's gold. Can we agree that it has a book value? Yes, it has a book value. Yeah, but I wore it. It's very special. It's seen me through a lot of different things. So, and I really feel emotionally attached to this watch, and I really do. I remember my kids blowing the surprise and my husband just going deflated on the driveway when the kids, I got you a watch. So I'd like a little bit more for it. Are you going to pay me for that? Well, no, it's got a book value. Well, so does your house. Okay? I got to the point, I'm very high D, that might not necessarily be the right approach. I don't necessarily endorse it. I use stock market analogies. Nortel thinks that stock was worth more than 2 cents a share, but the market didn't. How much is Disney worth? If you're going to go buy Disney stock, because Mickey Mouse thinks it's a really awesome place to be, are you going to pay more? If Mickey comes out and says, well, I know it's trading at $500 a share, but I want $550, are you going to pay $550? Mr. Seller, please remember, no buyer wants to be the person coming in and have the entire neighborhood goes, you paid what? Who does that? Nobody wants to be that buyer. Buyers are conservative, right? Maybe. Yes.
I hope I'm not overdoing the questions, but I'm wondering about the condition and so forth. How do you deal with that, or are you going to get to that?
You are just giving us a beautiful segue
Good.
into condition. Okay, so we have to measure each and every one of these things, right? So what is our pricing, what are other things selling for, and what is the condition? Yeah, but mine has a new kitchen, fair enough. So your neighbor sold for $720, you've got the identical house but with a brand new kitchen. How much did your kitchen cost? $30,000, fantastic, so would $750 be fair? I'd be happy with that. That seems reasonable. Okay, but you know what? The $720 had a brand new furnace, brand new air conditioning, brand new roof. Are your air conditioning, roof, furnace brand new? No, they're all really old. And how much would that cost? Well, it'll come to about $30,000. So we're back down to $720. All of a sudden, that kitchen, that's all shiny in her eyes, went away because all her systems in her house are really old. Market was kind to her, $794. There you go. Bob's your uncle. Put it into competition, price it right. So that's the strategy, right? That's the strategy. So yeah, each of those factors for condition absolutely come in. I'm actually adding, I was actually really excited because when I was getting ready for this course, I'm going to be adding this little chart to our CMA package, listing package, because again, the more charts and stuff we throw at them. So, great condition, poor condition, above average pricing, below market pricing. You can have a home in poor condition, but if it's priced right, you're still going to keep yourself in that market for the person who's going to look at it. I had a hoarder house. Kate, what can I do with this? Nothing. Don't do anything. If you fix the hole in the wall, the rest of the house will look worse in comparison. I begged him. Do nothing to this house. We're going to base it all on price. What do you want for your house? I want what's average in my neighborhood. His words. I want what's average. So in the magazine that I advertise in, on one page I have my listings, on the other page I publish month over month the averages for detached in this neighborhood for January, semi-detached in that neighborhood for January, condos in that neighborhood for January. So month to month I give the averages. I give the highest price, the lowest price, and then the average. There's not enough space to do medians, and again, I leave medians out. He had actually torn out and I was really glad that my picture was on the other page, so it actually wasn't creepy. He torn out that page out of every magazine since I started putting that in. He had Clarkson, semi-detached, average price, circled. He had a year's worth of that page in a file. I want what's average for my home. I know it's an average house, but I've got this great lot and I've got this great garage. I went, you're right. He was right. His home was awful. His garage rocked. All right, this is what we're going to do, Mr. Seller. We're going to take your home, we're going to do nothing to it, we're going to promote this garage and the access because it's awesome. We're going to price at last year's lowest sale price in the neighborhood. Every single eye in the marketplace is going to be on your listing. It's sold in multiple offers to 3 renovators and 1 family, or multiple offers, 3 renovators, 1 family. A family will always pay more. You got above average. Because we got into this zone. We were in the market. Nobody could pass up the deal. And that family who could benefit from the garage and had vision and knew that the house could be worked with and they're going to be there, they could accept that. So we put him competitive in the marketplace. If he had poor condition and a high price, he's out of the market. He's going to be one of the 7 that helps the 3 sell. Remember, 7 don't sell in our area. 7 do not sell for every 3 that do. He didn't want to be one of the ones helping the others sell. So condition makes a huge difference. You have to take that into consideration. Just quickly, what are the top, most affordable things a home seller can do to prep their home for the condition? Paint. Thank you.
Clean.
Clean. Thank you.
Declutter.
Declutter. You guys are awesome. I don't know why I'm here. Top 3 things. Don't forget to communicate that to your sellers, honest to God. And I would say more often than not, it's the decluttering and a cleaning services. I tell people, treat yourself, spend $500 on a pro service. Don't call Gina, the cleaning lady that your friend uses. Call one of those services. Get them to come in and scrub a house top to bottom. If you refuse to paint, at the very least, declutter and clean it. Huge return on investment. Okay, so that's going to get you your condition. Know what your seller and you can and can't control. Pricing process, help your sellers understand that sales representatives and sellers do not determine the purchase price of their home. The market determines the price. So I think we've kind of beaten that, right? Pricing to sell is based on understanding what is selling. So I'd like you to partner up and practice a script with each other. Spend a couple of minutes. Sure. And then switch. One do it and then the other do it.
Peter, some of the things that companies control are competition and the availability of business
How did it feel saying that?
Good.
Natural.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody feel like all of a sudden it's not up to you to promise a price anymore?
Yeah.
Start detaching from that, work with them, you're in partnership with them, detach from that emotional. We're not responsible. I think this was one of my things. I felt very, very responsible around the price. And when I started getting more into looking at market forces and statistics, it made me feel a little bit more professional, not quite as emotional, and not as responsible for the outcome of what was happening. All of a sudden, I had tangible things I could measure for the accountability that I owe to my clients. All right. Window of opportunity. I love everything that KWUS sends us. So if you have this in paper or a modifiable PDF, is it safe to say for us we can scratch out weeks and put in days? Is that not our reality here? Now we do have to be careful, right? If an offer comes in on the first day, so I just had a firm offer, first day, no conditions, full price. First day. Is it reasonable for the seller to roll the dice that it hasn't been on the market long enough? Sure. It is a risk, because we've all heard usually your first offer is your best. But they did get $25,000 more by letting it get through the open houses.
And you got to market yourself.
And I got to market myself. That's where Corey's door knocking today.
Did you tell them, why don't we hold off, or did they, like, how did you handle that?
Well, here's the thing in January, right? Prices we know are going to do what? We're in a new year. They're probably going to start climbing again. Do we have a lot of data from November, December to really rest our hat on? Not really. So it is kind of a crapshoot in our pricing this time of year. We knew we were worth more than $750. We weren't sure we were worth $800. So I said to them, well, if we do $750 and hold off, that would be a good strategy. They weren't convinced the market would act favorably towards them. What is the backdoor way? See, I'm not in Toronto, so we got to be really careful in Mississauga, because it looks really bad if you put it out there for multiples and don't get it. And it happens more often than agents would like, and then what do you do, right? So what is the backdoor way to get multiple offers?
Take it off the market?
No. But thank you. That's good something. Well, holding back on offers is saying I won't take offers.
Oh, I see.
Another strategy?
Yeah, another strategy I believe it's worked for me is to say Beasley call offers 48 hours irrevocable.
Thank
Yeah.
you, yes.
For-
48 hours irrevocable, 72 hours irrevocable. I actually had a very legitimate reason to do this. In the 5 days that we were listed, the wife was home, but Mr. Seller was in Calgary, then Toronto, then Ottawa, then Toronto, then Calgary, and then back in Toronto again. The guy travels like you cannot believe. I never knew where he was going to be. So it's very reasonable to ask for the 48 hours. So we were down to the wire. We had an offer submitted on Friday. Sunday at 6, we looked at 2 offers, and the first offer was expiring at 8. And that first offer did not win. That second offer that came in took it.